All right, so we've made it to the point in the installation where we have to work around this bottom stair, and as you see, it's got a radius to it. So the best way I found to do this is we're going to take our plank and we're going to lock it in, and we're going to get a measurement from the end of the groove to the face of this, I don't know, whatever you want to call this. So what I'm going to do is take my speed square, butt it up to it, and then I'm just going to measure from the groove to the end of that, and that puts us at about 2 5/8. Okay, so then I'm going to put my plank in position as though it's actually going to be installed here. So on this other end, I'm going to line up the tongue with the groove of the previous piece as though it was actually installed. And I'm going to butt this groove up to here. Now you do want to make sure that your plank is square. So what we'll do to make sure it's square is take a measurement from here to here on both ends of this plank and make sure we're square. And you want to make sure that your plank is pushed up against the piece that you're trying to cut around. So it's about 3 1/2 and 3 1/2. All right. So we said that measurement was 2 5/8. So what we're going to do is take your marker and a tape measure, and that's all you're going to need. You're going to put the tape measure right here in the center, and we're going to mark 2 5/8 all the way around. And so you want to keep your tape measure straight. You don't want to be bending it out like that. Keep it straight, and we'll just continue to mark 2 5/8 all the way around. And you do want to try to mark it as close to the tape measure as you can. Okay, and now we'll repeat the process on this side using this side of the tape measure. Now you can see we've got all these marks on here. We'll just take our marker, connect the dots, and then we'll cut this out with the jigsaw. All right, so as you can see, that got us really close, but it's still a little too tight. It's not going to slide into place as is. So what I'm going to do is just probably take like an 1/8 inch more off of that, and then we'll test fit it again. All right, so I'll trim this down a little bit more. Let's see if we can get it to fit. All right, there we go. Looks like we got a good fit. We got a little room there for expansion and contraction. I didn't want to leave a huge gap because I need to be able to fill this with caulk because I'm not going to be able to bend cord around or anything around this. So I didn't want too big of a gap for that reason. So that's really all it is to it. So what I like to do for these, for the sides of the curve, is I like to use this contour gauge. Now if you don't have one of these, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out for yourself, but they're really handy for things like this. The reason I didn't use it on the front side is because it's not quite big enough to capture the entire radius. So you can use it in that instance if it's big enough, but in my case it wasn't. So all you're going to do to use this is I'm going to run this parallel with the edge of this plank, and then you're just going to push it forward, and then you can see it starts to take the shape of a radius. Now I'm going to help it out a little bit and push these in place just to make sure I get it as accurate as possible. And then you lock it down, and you can see it gives you the exact radius of whatever you're working with. So I'm going to take a measurement from here to the end of this plank, and then I'm going to use this on the edge of my plank, just trace it out, and then cut that out with a jigsaw, and then it should fit perfectly in place. All right, as you can see, we've got a perfect fit, so we'll just repeat the process on the other side, and then we'll get this flooring done in the living room area and move on to the hallway. So all I'm doing here is just installing the last two pieces to finish off this little area behind the stairs. Now this video is part of a full-length video I'm doing on how to install laminate flooring from start to finish. So if you're interested in seeing that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, be sure to like this video if it helped you out, and until next time, take care and God bless.